So our first word is equity crowdfunding. Equity crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is just a kind of fundraiser where people raise money from the public. But equity crowdfunding specifically refers to when a business is kind of selling off its shares or, its shares basically, company securities to the public. So it's kind of like a mix of selling off stocks, but to anyone, to the public. Anyone can buy this. So it's done online, and these days a lot of startup companies do this. It's a really recent trend. I think it was like kind of banned before, or just it hadn't happened before. So it's all this new legislation, laws are coming out about it, and some of these startups like this brew company, Brewdog, they were able to expand and become really big through equity crowdfunding. So selling off their securities to the public. Word 2 is financial meltdown. Let's see, this is just kind of when an economy collapses, like all areas of the economy collapse, and including right up to the banks. The banks are losing money and everything. The most recent one in our generation, of course, was the 2008 housing market crash. And every country felt that, right? Although Korea did a good job dodging that. Like, Korea was one of the countries not as affected compared to other countries.
Samsung share and stocks are really decreased. So everybody knows we have to buy the share of Samsung, but we don't have enough money for that. That's the problem.
Now's the time to
it's
strike.
like doubled compared to at the time.
If America has a financial meltdown, every country has a
Right. So we all know financial meltdown. The next word, venture capitalist, is the kind of person who maybe buys up the shares during equity crowdfunding. These are kind of people who go around and they support like a startup company or something. They're called venture capitalists because they take a big risk. Like they kind of bet money on a small company or a company that's failing and hoping that company will have a comeback or something, right? So maybe venture capitalists are now buying up Samsung stock or something, I'm not sure. But basically they take risks to help a company out.
I work for Samsung, and then one of my colleagues actually quit. He said he wants to do his own business. And then recently I met him, and he said like he's starting new business, and then where did you get all the funding, and then where did you get the money? And then he said looking for some people who's interested, who's like bored and then wants the money.
Right.
Bored. Also, like who wants to play tricks with the money? And then like he said there are people. So he's looking for a venture capitalist who wants to invest for his business.
Right.
So it was interesting to hear that.
Some of the most famous recent venture capitalists were the guys who supported Facebook early on, like when it was no one knew about it, and now they're like super rich. So just think of these as people who take risks by supporting a small company and buying up shares and things. Number 4, think outside the box. Have you ever heard this idiom before? It's pretty common, right? And it just means think in a new way, like outside of the normal way of thinking. Think in a creative and original way. So people who think outside the box are pretty good at like starting their own companies and things and being entrepreneurs. Next is test the waters. And that just means to try something new in a kind of cautious way. You also hear people say getting your feet wet. So testing the waters or getting your feet wet just means try something new. You don't jump in completely. You test it out first. So the company was testing the waters, this beer company, with selling off their shares publicly. And
Getting their feet wet is synonym.
yes, right, exactly. Test the waters, getting your feet wet.
Getting feet wet?
Getting your feet wet.
Wet.
And the last one, dub, just means to kind of like nickname something or give an unofficial name to something. So the example here is UJ Suk. UJ Suk is dubbed the MC of the nation for Korea. Korea's unofficial kind of MC.
AKA.
Yeah, AKA, right. That's a good, dubbed. You kind of like call it that. Or, right, just to give a name to something, they dub it this. Dub. So, any questions about these words?
Can we use the dub for other meanings? Like, you know, for foreign movie, we recorded with
Oh, yeah.
our own language,
Right.
Dubbing.
Dubbing, exactly, yeah. That's another meaning of the same word, dubbing. Good example, yeah, dubbed.
Dubbing.
Right. So it's either subtitles or dubbed, yeah.
Yeah.
I like subtitles better. Dubbing can be a little
Awkward.
awkward, right?